Welcome to the Nothing to Be Found podcast. I am Samuel, and today we are exploring freedom. And the freedom we're going to be talking about isn't freedom that's found, it's more of a freedom that's remembered, that's always been here, not that freedom that's sold to us in adverts or the freedom to escape our responsibilities or move up to the mountains. It's that freedom that's always here when there's nothing left to chase. So let's take a closer look. We live in a world that tells us that freedom means having options, like endless scrolling, infinite content, do what you want, be who you want. And all this sounds very liberating, right? But somehow most of us, or a lot of the people I speak to, feel less free than ever. It's like we're overwhelmed, burnt out, always chasing something, or numbing from something, flooded by this choice. But all these choices amongst it all was starved of this meaning. So let's take a fictional character now. Her name is going to be Alice. And Alice is a marketing exec. Flexible job, great income, technically free. She can work from home, buy what she likes, take trips. But she wakes up anxious, can't switch off. Her inbox just never ends. She scrolls Netflix at night. She's got all these options of endless shit to watch on TV. But nothing ever feels good because it's all surface freedom, and freedom in name only, because inside she's still bound. But what if real freedom isn't about having control over your life, but about seeing clearly what you really are? And Douglas Harding, the author, he had a moment like this. He was hiking up in the Himalayas when suddenly he realized, his words, I had lost the head and gained the world. And from his first person view, he saw his legs, saw his hands. But then where me or you would see his face, or where others would see his face, he just saw this open space, this pure awareness where everything was just arising, the world arising in it. And he wasn't this little self behind the eyes anymore. He was this open field in which all experience just appeared. And the thing is, you can see this too, like right now, you can experience this. So if you take your finger, point your finger at something in front of you, whether you're outside and it's a tree or your living room wall, or whatever it is you're doing right now. And now take your finger and point it back at your own face. Look, not think, but what's actually there? What are you pointing at? Is it a face, or is it this kind of spacious nothing in which everything within your field of vision arises? And the truth is, you're not the body, not the mind. You are this awareness behind both. And this is an absolutely phenomenal experiment for experiencing that firsthand. But if this is so simple, then why do we miss it? It's because, as we all know, this illusion runs deep. It's not just social media or capitalism. It's this system that we've internalized, the ego's operating system. And now let's take another fictional character. We'll call him Ben. Ben loves having choice. He has his political choice. He has his market choice. He loves freedom of speech. He sees himself as this free man, this rational thinker. But when Ben goes to vote, he chooses the lesser of two evils. When he shops, he's paralyzed by all these options. But the thing is, all these options come from the same two corporations. And then when he scrolls, he's not free, he's hooked. He thinks he's choosing something, but he's just stuck in this pre-written script. Because capitalism sells rebellion now. It sells identity, style, freedom, but it's only within the walls of the marketplace, because you can buy the same counterculture t-shirt from the same factory that makes the mainstream ones. Same hands, same system. And Terence McKenna, I think this quote is attributed to him. He said, "Culture is not your friend, it's a mass hallucination." And when we buy into it, we reinforce that very ego that's keeping us small in the first place. And the illusion goes deeper than politics or shopping, because the yogis and the Buddhists have been saying it for absolutely eons. The real bondage is the belief in this separate self. The Upanishads say Tat Tvam Asi, or which is translated to thou art that, or I am that, in not separate, we're not divided, not lacking. We are a sum of the whole. We are the whole. The wave, not the ocean. Zen calls it a return to original mind. Dzogchen calls it the recognition of Rigpa. It's this pure, empty awareness that's never been touched by our stories, never been touched by these narrations or the description of things, allowing us to perceive and be present with the experience for the experience without trying to explain it away. In Thich Nhat Hanh, he put it simply, said, "We are here to awaken from this illusion of our separateness." And now I'm going to go for another story. We're going to use a lady called Carol this time. So there's this woman called Carol, and she's a new mom, and she's absolutely exhausted, like trapped in never-ending routines. Every time her baby takes a nap, she grabs the phone, scrolls through Instagram, and her timeline is just filled with people traveling, starting businesses, having these wild adventures. And she just feels like her own life's passing her by. She's imprisoned by motherhood. And one day she decides to step out into the garden, burnt out from constant doom scrolling. And as she stands in the garden, the breeze just gently hits her cheek. The sun's just really low in the sky, and she just stands there, just breathing, doing nothing. And just for a moment, there's no story, no lack, no want, no desire. Just this, just now, just life, exactly as it is. And she wasn't free in any external sense, because the chores, the nappies, the to-do list, all that shit was there. It was still waiting for her. But she'd managed to touch something real. She felt this stillness that lies beneath the surface. This freedom that didn't need anything to change. And this isn't just Eastern philosophy, because the Stoics got this too. So let's take Epictetus, for example, who was born a slave. He said that no man is free who is not master of himself. Because the Stoics believe that freedom's not doing what you want, it's doing what's right with some form of clarity. Because you might not control your body, your job, your politics, but you can control your response. Kind of. But I don't want to go down the free will rabbit hole here. So basically, your judgment is yours, your attitude is yours. And Marcus Aurelius wrote, everything is opinion, meaning that your suffering isn't caused by the events, but the way that you see those events or interpret those events, because true freedom is perspective. So let's take surface freedom and deep liberation and figure out what the difference is. So surface freedom is being able to choose the cereal brand, but then deep freedom is realizing that you're not defined by what you consume. Surface freedom is curating your social media persona, but deep freedom is not needing to be seen at all. And surface freedom is having the means to be able to leave, but deep freedom is being here fully without the need to escape. And when you glimpse that, even sitting in traffic could become a meditation. Silence becomes one of the biggest teachers, and your suffering can become a doorway. And I'd like to take this part of the podcast to pause for a moment now. Obviously, if you're concentrating on driving or whatever, carry on concentrating on driving. But if you're safe to do so, take a breath and then just let it go. And we'll explore a few questions together. So you can write these down. By all means, pause if you wish to. So the first one is, who are you? And I mean, like, who are you without the story? Like, no name, no job title, no role. Just the feeling of being here now. What remains? Who are you without your story? And then next, what does freedom mean to you? What does it really mean? Is it more money, less pressure, or maybe something closer, something already moving through you? What does freedom mean to you? And then next, let's try the Headless Way. And we briefly discussed this earlier, but look out at the space around you, in front of you, and gently point your finger out towards something. And then turn your finger back and point back at your own face. And what do you see? Do you see your face? Or do you just see this open space? A finger pointing back at nothing or no thing. Are you the one looking, or are you the space in which it's all appearing? And then, before, let life be what it is. If you're facing something hard, notice the story you're telling yourself about it. And see if you can let that story fade. And what's the raw experience beneath it? Just breath, just sensation. What happens when you stop resisting? And freedom isn't something we win. It's something we remember. It's not out there waiting in the future. It's right here underneath, beneath the seeking, beneath the noise, beneath the mask. And if this episode resonated with you, just take it into your day, move with presence, breathe deeply, look again. And the next episode, which drops on Monday, will be a guided meditation to accompany this episode, and it will help you go even deeper. You'll be able to use it to sit with these insights, maybe lose your head for a little bit. But until then, there's nothing to be found and no one to find it. Just this, just now, just the freedom of being. Thank you for listening.